Hello guys, myself Std.8. Today Standard 8 Chapter 4 Metal and Non-Metal. As in the previous lecture, in the previous video, we have learnt about the physical properties of metal and non-metal. In that video, we have learnt about the physical state at room temperature of metal and non-metal. So, like mercury in liquid form at room temperature, then about the strength like sodium metal, potassium metal, then color like gold in yellow color, then copper in reddish brown color we have discussed. Then about lustrous, there are few metals are shining, it's called as lustrous metal. Then malleability and ductility, then sonority that produces sound, ringing sound is called as. Then electrical conductivity, there are few metals are good conductor of electricity while non-metals are not good conductor, is called as good insulators, but graphite was the good conductor of electricity. Then thermal conductivity, most of the metals are good conductor of heat, but non-metals are not good conductor of heat. Then melting point and boiling point of metal non-metals. So today we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of metal and non-metals. So there are four chemical properties of metal and non-metal. First one, reaction with oxygen. When metal react with oxygen, when react with water, acid and base. So today we are going to discuss about this first property, when metal react with oxygen. So usually what happens, when metal react with oxygen, it gives metal oxide, and these are basic in nature. So when this oxide dissolve in water, it form a solution, it is called as alkaline solution. This alkaline solution turns red litmus paper to blue. Okay, so let's see one by one example. First one is chemical properties, aluminium. So when aluminium react with oxygen, it gives aluminium oxide. Guys, here is equation, whatever equation is here, it is in balance condition. And how to balance this equation, that we have already learnt in the standard 7 chapter number 4 and 5, right? So this Al2O3, that means aluminium oxide, when dissolved in water, it gives AlOH3, that means aluminium hydroxide, which is alkaline in nature, right? Now next one is, when magnesium strip burns in the air, it burns with a white light, right, and form a white powder. So when magnesium burns with oxygen, it gives MgO, that means magnesium oxide. When this magnesium oxide dissolve in water, it gives magnesium hydroxide, and this solution is alkaline. That's why the pH value of this solution is 8, because it is alkaline solution, right? Now next one is sodium. So when sodium burns in the presence of oxygen, actually sodium burns vigorously, right, and it forms white color powder. This is called as sodium oxide, like N2O, Na2O. But this, due to the properties of this sodium, when it comes in the contact with air, it gets fire. That's why it is stored in kerosene. So when sodium burns in the presence of oxygen, it gives Na2O, that means sodium oxide. And when the sodium oxide dissolve in water, that means in H2O, it gives sodium hydroxide, which is alkaline. Now next one is calcium. So when calcium burns, it burns in red flame and produces white color powder, that is called as calcium oxide. So Ca plus O2 gives CaO. When this calcium oxide dissolve in water, it forms alkaline solution of calcium hydroxide like CaOH twice. Now next one is copper. When copper is heated in air, it reacts with oxygen and gives black color powder of copper oxide, right. This copper oxide, that means CO, does not dissolve in water. This does not dissolve in water. Copper oxide does not dissolve. Now non-metal. When non-metal burn in the presence of oxygen, it gives non-metallic oxide. So let's take one example. When carbon dioxide burns in the presence of oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide, and this dioxide dissolved in water, it forms a acidic solution, an acidic solution. That's why the pH value of this solution will be 5 nearly, but that means less than 7. And when this carbon dioxide dissolves in water, it forms carbonic acid, that is H2CO3. Now next one is sulfur. When sulfur is heated in air, it burns in the presence of oxygen, it produces sulfur dioxide, that means S plus O2 gives SO2. When this sulfur dioxide will dissolve in water, it forms acidic sulfurous acid, that is called as H2SO3. This turns blue litmus paper to red because it is acidic solution. Now last one was phosphorus. When it burns in the presence of oxygen, it gives phosphorus pentoxide, that means P plus O2 gives P2O5.